We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro.
It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
3 separate men, 3 separate moments, but they're all telling the same story. And what that story reveals is darker than anyone wants to admit. This isn't just about allegations anymore. This is about a system of predation that's been running in the entertainment industry for decades. And today, we're connecting the dots that everyone's been too scared to connect. Orlando Brown started this, but Busta Rhymes finished it, and 50 Cent's about to expose everything. When Orlando Brown first went public claiming he'd been intimate with Busta Rhymes, most of the internet laughed it off. Orlando's known for saying wild stuff. He's been through trauma. He's struggled with addiction. People didn't take him seriously. But here's what nobody talks about. Orlando wasn't just randomly claiming this. He was describing a pattern, a systematic pattern that's been happening for years in the same circles where Diddy's been operating. See, Orlando Brown isn't some random guy making noise. He's a victim trying to be heard. And his breakdown, the real emotional collapse that people have been seeing play out on social media, that's not just him being unstable. That's trauma surfacing. That's the weight of what happened to him finally crushing down on his shoulders. Because for years, he stayed silent. He coped with drugs. He tried to move on, but then something happened that changed everything.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Terrence
Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Most people heard that and thought Orlando was just name-dropping celebrities for clout. But what if he wasn't? What if Orlando was describing something real? A series of encounters that traumatized him during his most vulnerable years. See, Orlando didn't grow up in a normal household. He was a child star. He was famous. He was in rooms with power players. And power players in the entertainment industry, especially during the 2000s and 2010s, operated like they owned people. This is where Busta Rhymes enters the picture. Not as some random name on a list, but as someone with a very specific pattern. A pattern that big homie CC just spent years documenting and just decided to expose. This is the moment everything shifts. Big homie isn't speculating, he's not gossiping. He's describing an operational system, a system where promoters, bodyguards, and venue staff all knew what Busta wanted and what they needed to do to keep him happy. And what he wanted was access to young men, specifically chosen young men, placed in his VIP section, away from witnesses, away from help. And when Orlando Brown hears this corroboration, when he hears his own experience being validated by someone who was literally there, it triggers something. It's not just vindication, it's re-traumatization, because now it's real, now it's documented, now it's out of his control. Here's what nobody's talking about. Big homie didn't just drop this information casually, he spent years knowing this, years being complicit by proximity, and only recently decided to speak up. Why? Because Diddy's arrest changed the climate, because suddenly people were willing to listen, because Orlando Brown, someone everyone dismissed as crazy, was starting to make sense.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro.
Let that sink in. Busta didn't just invite someone to his section, he actively separated him from his friends. He isolated him. He kept him close. This isn't accidental behavior. This is predatory behavior. And Big Homie watched it happen. He saw the pattern, he understood what was going on, and he did nothing until now. 2012, that's 12 years ago. 12 years that Busta has been operating with this system in place. 12 years that people knew. 12 years that Orlando Brown was suffering through whatever happened to him, and nobody did anything. But why? Why would industry insiders stay quiet for over a decade? This is the real story. It's not just about Busta, it's about a system of complicity, a system where access and status matter more than safety, where people will watch predatory behavior happen and stay silent because they want to be in the VIP. They want the backstage pass. They want to be cool. They want to be associated with power. And that system doesn't exist in a vacuum. It exists because people like Diddy normalize it, because Busta Rhymes participates in it, because 50 Cent has been watching it the whole time and documenting it. Now we jump to the real explosive moment. 50 Cent announces he's making a Netflix documentary about Diddy. Not some low-budget YouTube gossip piece, a professional Emmy Award-winning production directed by Alex Stapleton, produced by G-Unit Films, with real production value, with real investigative journalism behind it, and suddenly Busta Rhymes is panicking. This isn't casual trash talk. This is someone who's terrified. This is someone who knows something's coming, and he's lashing out. He's making veiled threats. He's trying to intimidate, because Busta knows what's on the line. See, the connection between Busta and Diddy isn't new. They've been connected since the 90s. They've been in the same circles. They've attended the same parties. And according to multiple sources, they've been engaging in the same behavior, the same predatory pattern, the same exploitation of young men who didn't have the power to fight back.
I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, you know, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this. People don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have.
50 Cent is being very careful here. Like, he's not naming names. He's not making direct accusations, but he's also not staying silent, because 50 Cent did something different from almost every other rapper in Diddy's circle. He didn't participate. He didn't go to the parties. He kept his distance.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that flicky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
50 Cent's language is coded but clear. Freaky shit. That type of stuff. He knows what he's talking about, and he's been documenting it, because 50 Cent plays chess, not checkers. While other rappers were partying with Diddy, 50 was taking mental notes. He was watching who showed up. He was watching what happened. He was building a case. And now that case is about to go public on Netflix. Here's where Busta's behavior becomes really telling. Once the Diddy scandal started hitting the news, once the federal raids happened, once the lawsuits started flying, once it became clear that Diddy was going down, Busta made a calculated decision. He decided to distance himself from Diddy publicly while staying close behind the scenes.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. A lot of the times when people are going through things, you gotta respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're gonna deal with the things that they're going through. I just wanna see the right end result for everyone.
Listen to what Busta's not saying. He's not saying, I don't know him. He's not saying, I was never close with him. He's saying he spoke to him recently, before it got a little out of control. And now Busta's being diplomatic, respectful, protective. Why would Busta need to protect Diddy unless Busta had something to hide too? This is what guilt sounds like. This is someone who knows they're exposed. Someone who's trying to get ahead of the narrative. Someone who's trying to position himself as the mature, level-headed guy while the world tears Diddy apart. But it's not working, because people are starting to connect the dots. Trip Ali's account from 2020 suddenly has new context. It's not just a random story. It's evidence of a pattern of Busta approaching young men, a pattern of isolation, a pattern of using access and celebrity status to create uncomfortable situations. And the worst part, when Trip Ali's friend realized what was happening, he got into an argument with Trip. He didn't want Trip going to Busta's VIP. Trip ended up fighting with his friend over it and missing the whole event. Trip later said it was probably a blessing in disguise. What could have happened that night if Trip had gone? This is where we come full circle. Orlando Brown, the guy everyone dismissed as crazy, the guy everyone laughed at, the guy struggling with addiction. He wasn't unstable because he's just broken. He was broken because of what happened to him, because he was exploited, because he was in rooms with power and no protection, because he was a child star surrounded by predatory men in expensive suits. When Busta Rhymes became a trending topic, when Big Homie's interview started circulating, when people started validating Orlando's claims, that's when Orlando's breakdown became real. That's when the weight of years of silence finally crushed him. Orlando's connecting the dots. He's identifying a system that exists across the entire entertainment industry, a system where executives, producers, and famous rappers have access to young, vulnerable people, a system where complicity is rewarded with VIP access, a system where staying quiet is the price of remaining successful. And the thing that Orlando understands, the thing that's finally breaking him down publicly, is that this system protected Busta for years. This system protected Diddy for decades. This system is built to protect predators and silence victims. But now 50 Cent has a platform. Now he has a Netflix documentary. Now he has the receipts. And according to sources close to the production, Busta's name is directly involved. There's allegedly footage. There are allegedly witnesses. There are allegedly details that connect Busta to Diddy's world in ways that go far beyond friendship. 50's not saying Busta specifically, but he's not excluding him either. And Busta knows it. That's why he's been making threats. That's why he's been defensive. That's why he tried to intimidate 50 by talking about chain sizes and not having friends telling him the truth. Because Busta knows what's coming. Busta knows that when this documentary drops, his name is going to be tied to the same predatory ecosystem that destroyed Diddy. And there's nothing he can do to stop it. Here's what we know for certain. 50 Cent's Diddy documentary is coming to Netflix. It's directed by Emmy Award-winning filmmaker Alex Stapleton. It's being produced by G-Unit Films. And multiple sources are saying it's going to be absolutely devastating. More importantly, sources are saying Busta Rhymes' name is directly involved, not as a passing reference, not as a footnote, but as a central figure in the pattern of exploitation that surrounded Diddy. Busta tried to use intimidation. Busta tried to make threats. Busta tried to protect himself, and it all backfired because 50 Cent doesn't scare. 50 Cent doesn't back down. And most importantly, 50 Cent has evidence. When this documentary drops, it's not going to be rumors anymore. It's going to be documented. It's going to be on a global platform. And Busta Rhymes is going to have to answer for years of behavior that he thought he could hide behind celebrity status and intimidation. And Orlando is finally going to have validation. Orlando's finally going to have his truth confirmed on a massive stage. And maybe, just maybe, he can finally start healing from the trauma that's been destroying him for 2 decades. The entertainment industry has been protecting predators for far too long. It's been protecting men like Diddy. It's been protecting men like Busta. It's been silencing men like Orlando who tried to speak up early and were dismissed as crazy. But the tables are turning. The system is collapsing. And with 50 Cent's documentary about to drop, there's nowhere left to hide. Orlando Brown broke down because the weight of truth finally became too much. Busta Rhymes is panicking because that same truth is about to become undeniable. And 50 Cent is coming with receipts, evidence, and a platform that the whole world will see. So the real question isn't whether Busta was involved. The real question is what Busta's going to do when he can't deny it anymore. What do you think is about to happen when this documentary drops? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe because this story is about to explode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.